So there's been a couple of things that people wanted me to make a sermon about, but I'm gonna throw them for a loop and make a sermon about the E3 convention because the people I appeal to, or at least I'm trying to appeal to, they need to hear the word of God over things like that than over, issues involving politics and bullshit. Because the E3 is a convention of Satan. And I don't mean that in the oogie boogie devil horn Satan sense. I mean that in the it rots your soul and it rots your mind sense. It dehumanizes you, it degrades you, it turns you into a zombie. Video games are so toxic. They're just so poisonous to the human psyche, and it is abusive. It should be considered child abuse to let your children play these so-called games. And there's a slew of reasons. And the thing is that a lot of people are going to get defensive about that and say that, oh, friggin', I don't even know how to say this. They're gonna say that, number one, who am I to judge them? Ooh, Christians aren't supposed to judge people, even though it's completely untrue. They're going to say that that's just insanity. That's just, the over-religious text or whatever. Let me put it to you this way. Video games aren't bad because they're teaching your children bad values. I wish that was the case. I wish they were teaching children how to be violent, how to be, rebellious to governments and to their teachers and to their parents. No, they're doing the opposite. They're making them docile, impotent, and stupid. That's anything but rebellious and free and creative and just chaotic. It's sad. It's sad. That's what they're turning them into. Sad little autistic creatures that can't do anything. And it's horrible to watch, but you have to watch it because it's there. It's physically there, and I found the perfect verse for that, and it is St. Luke 17 to about St. Luke's chapter 17, verse 12 through 15, where it says, "And he entered into a certain village." We're talking about E3 in this case. "There he met them 10 men that were lepers, which stood afar. And they lifted up their voices and said, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. And when he saw them, he said unto them, Go shew yourselves unto the priests. And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed. And one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back and with a loud voice glorified God." When you turn away from these poisons, you notice just how poisonous they are. You're not going to notice just how dumb and how ridiculous video gaming is as a hobby and as an identity until you give yourself the credit you deserve to say you can do better than this, you deserve better than this. Just take a step back for a moment and consider the possibility that you are spending way too much money on something that doesn't even give you a fraction of the return. How much is the average Steam game? Let's see, $30, $40. How much is a new console? $200, $300. Every game is about $40 to $60. You're looking at about 2 weeks worth of wage if you were to couple a new console with a couple of games you've been looking forward to. And considering they come out with a new console every 2 years, this adds up. This is quite a bit of money. And whether you choose to go the console route or the PC gaming market, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you are fleshing out all this money on entertainment you really don't get to enjoy because presumably you have responsibilities as an adult. You have work, you have kids to take care of, you have friends you need to go out and see, you have a girlfriend, whatever. And even if you don't, maybe you don't, it's a big possibility if you're a gamer, and you have all the time in the world to enjoy this hobby, you don't really get to enjoy it anyway, because there's all these variables. You don't know what you're getting into when you buy a game. It's kind of a gamble. You're gambling on your own happiness, where you're going to buy the game, and it might be really cool, but it might not. It might be very mediocre. It might even outright suck. What do you do if it outright sucks? You can't claim that it was fraud. They didn't promise you anything as far as the game's quality was concerned. They merely show you a trailer, and it's a shooter, ooh, it's this, ooh, it's that. That doesn't mean anything. So you're taking a gamble on your own happiness initially. Then on top of that, it costs a lot of money. And then on top of that, it might not even be designed well. It could be buggy as all get out. It could be buggy, it could glitch out on you, it could be incredibly imbalanced and have infuriating game mechanics that just make you want to punch the wall. All of this, and I haven't even gotten into the really poisonous parts yet. I'm talking about the culture of gaming and how you can't say anything bad about gaming without good faggot. Oh, you just don't understand. Oh, you just want to take away my rights. I want to take away your rights. You spend money out the asshole to accompany a faceless corporation that doesn't give two shits about you and is willing to ban you from the very game that you bought. And remember that. You pay me $100, I'm going to try to make it up to you. You pay the gaming industry $100, they're going to fucking ban you from Blizzard Forum. They're going to ban you from the servers. They're going to ban you because you said the word faggot, because you said the word nigger, or maybe for no reason at all. Maybe they just think you did. Maybe they just think you were cheating. Ooh, scandalous, you cheated in a video game. You should have the 70 or whatever dollars you paid for a game snatched right from under you, and now you can't play the shitty game anymore. But me, I'm taking away your rights because I'm telling you this is of the devil. This is bad. This is a disease. You are infected with a disease and you don't see it. But you ain't gonna reach some people. And maybe they don't deserve to be reached. If they can't see the toxicity of video games, let the leprosy take hold of them and make them lose their arms and their nose and their tongues. And when they don't have enough money to feed their families or themselves, maybe then they'll know. But don't feel bad for them. Don't pray for them. Let them suffer. Let them wait and tent out for a new Halo game or a new Call of Duty game or whatever. They play it for 5 months and then either move on to the next thing or just get banned and have to move on to the next thing. And all the meanwhile, nobody appreciates them. The industry certainly doesn't appreciate them, even though they're putting money in their pockets. They haven't formed any meaningful bonds, and it's very depressing to behold. But that is the godless world that you live in, and you choose to live in it. You don't have to. You can choose better. And I propose that you choose better. But you have to want to. It doesn't fucking involve gaming. That is the evils of gaming. It isn't because it's propagating some kind of violent or cartoonishly evil message. I desperately wish it would. Because if it did, people wouldn't even turn to it to begin with. People wouldn't turn to it if it was this diabolical thing that taught people to smoke crack and worship Satan. Then they'd actually have lives.